Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how and what to practice. Let's do it. Okay guys, let's just dig right in and rip this thing wide open. This is a sensitive topic, no question. There are so many opinions and so many different techniques and strategies that people will encourage you and direct you and instruct you on how to practice and what to practice. Here is my take from that. I've been a musician my entire life. And one thing that has always stayed consistent is that people are always trying to tell me and instruct me on how to practice. The downside with that advice was it didn't necessarily work for me in my situation. When it comes to playing at a church, I think there's a number of different ways, but here's my thoughts on what's most effective and what will really help you excel with your worship team. Most churches run PCO or Planning Center online to send out all their invitations as well as upload set lists and attachments and song stems and all that communication. A number of years ago, I would have said, hey, listen to the original and play along with it, figure it out. But as time goes on and realizing that every worship leader is different, I've also realized that that method doesn't always work. And here's why. Sometimes when you practice to only the original recording, you get really good at playing it the original way. Where this can become a roadblock is that if your worship leader has a different arrangement in mind and uploads that in the master instrumental track, it might vary from the original recording. For example, the original recording of any given worship song might be chorus, bridge, 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 chorus, chorus, ending. Your worship leader might want to switch things up a bit and go chorus, chorus, bridge, 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 one chorus at the end, and then a big crash ending. If you only practice to the original recording, you may have missed that information. When it comes time to play that song at your rehearsal, you might get stuck or feel confused or feel embarrassed. This is why any new musicians that come on our team, I strongly encourage them to practice to the master instrumental track versus the original. Now, don't get me wrong. The original track is a fantastic reference of the flow of the song. The dynamics don't usually change all that much, and the structure of the song is a good foundation and is a great starting point. But once you switch over to the master instrumental track and start listening to your own instrument's stem, that's when you can start to really identify how your worship leader wants to play that song the upcoming Sunday. I promise you, this will eliminate a lot of headaches at your rehearsal. The other thing I want to talk about when it comes to rehearsing at home is the style of music that you play. Now, it's no secret that every musician in the world has a preferred genre and has a preferred style to play. So for example, if your preferred style is rock and roll and on Sunday you're playing a ballad, you won't be able to translate that rock and roll feel into a quiet ballad for obvious reasons. A really helpful tip is the Sundays that you're not scheduled on rotation. Listen to the worship music, play along with the worship music. Be adaptive, be creative, be transparent with the fact that you may not be as comfortable playing worship music as, let's say, rock and roll or blues. The unfortunate truth is that we didn't all grow up in church and we didn't all grow up playing worship music because worship music has been evolving year after year after year. The style is different, the instruments are different, the arrangements are different, even the lyrics are different. So if you try and apply your style to a worship song, although it might seem like you're putting your creative spin on it, it might actually be a distraction instead of an invitation to worship. Now, I know I may have touched on some soft points with you, and I do apologize if I've offended anybody, but this unfortunately is the raw truth. If you talk to any worship leader, almost all of them will encourage the worship team to practice, yes, to the original, but also to the master instrumental. They'll highly recommend that you take advantage of the resources on PCO and have a look at some of those vocal roadmaps, because the vocal roadmaps may actually give you some other information that you were not expecting. For example, if your worship leader puts a ballad on PCO and you're practicing either to the master instrumental or the original and you don't have a peek at that roadmap, you might be in for a surprise. Your worship leader may only want to do a tag, or they may only want to do, 3 bridges. That about wraps it up for us today. I want to thank you for joining in, and I wanted to invite you to check out our online podcast for full-length episodes on all these topics that we go over. It's on Spotify as well as iTunes. And if you haven't already, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell for more videos to come. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.